everybody. The video you're about to watch started about 2 weeks ago. There's all kinds of stuff mixed in with it. It's when I first had the Metro running, before I changed the oil. I didn't really show putting the engine back together or nothing. I dropped the ball on that. I will tell you that I took the cylinder head back apart and put new valve seals in it. And I took a wore out old dingleberry hone and honed the cylinders before I put the pistons back down in it. Like I think I said in the last Metro video, some of the bearings came out of, well, the main bearings are the ones that were already in this engine. And the rod bearings came out of the parts engine that I got the pistons out of. Two of the pistons were replaced. One of them's the one that I already had. I think I said it in the video. I can't remember if I cut this out or not. This is one of the quietest running Metro engines that I've heard in a long time, because these crack pistons all the time. That's what they do. It's running good. It's not using any oil. I've driven it 120 miles and it's still exactly where it was beforehand. If I'd have changed the oil in this, the first 100 miles it would have used a half a quart, and every 100 miles after that it would have used a quart, and the oil would have been black as coal within 100 miles. And the engine had so much blow by that it made the oil black in no time. Turns out the oil pan was also full of sludge. I cleaned all that out. But it's running good. The oil pump's not leaking after I put a new gasket and seal on it. The oil pan's not leaking. Head gasket's not leaking. Valve cover doesn't seem to be leaking. Somehow or another, the oil cap it is maybe a little bit, but I resealed everything that I had off. The only seal in this engine right now that's original is the rear main, and I'm sure it's been changed before, but I didn't do it. So the car's running good. I hope you enjoy this video. I'll see you again at the end of the video. As you can see, I got the engine back together. Sounds pretty good. Burning off a lot of oil and spilt fluids and stuff. It's not smoking as bad as it was. I'm kind of thinking it's probably still burning some stuff out of the exhaust. I'm letting it get good and hot. I want to drain the oil and change it. I put used oil back in it to break the rings in. The oil that was in it. Basically, I just strained it and put it back in, because I didn't see a reason to waste fresh oil. That's probably the quietest set of pistons I've heard in a Metro in a long time. Why? Well, they always crack, like I said. So this one right now hasn't got cracked pistons in it, and it actually sounds pretty good. I'm going to change the oil and then drive it down the road, and we'll see how it runs. I would normally never run that oil filter. The reason I don't like running a Fram is I have seen this happen 3 times where they will randomly start leaking oil. If a rock happens to come up off the road and just barely tink that filter, it'll leak. So I normally don't run Frams, but I'm running that one because that one came from Danny. Alright, you're running pretty good. When you only have 50 horsepower anyway, and your rings are wore out, you don't have 50 horsepower. New rings in the engine. The valves are still sealing up good. Head gasket, water, oil pan, oil pump, everything's sealed up. Seems to not be using any oil right now. Definitely running better. So, alright. So I showed you the Metro running. I drove it down the road. It's running good. I'm in a different car right now because the convertible don't have tags and insurance on it at the moment, so I really don't want to drive it to town illegally. Wouldn't be a good idea. It'd be a really good way to lose your license, and I'm not about that. So, because trust me, that car gets pulled over sometimes. If I was a police officer, I would pull that car over too. So, it just has the look. Most of the shit I drive has that look. You remember like 2 years ago, I was building this car and I took all the heater stuff out of it. And I said, oh, it'll be fine. Yeah, me too. I'm in the middle of kind of doing something Metro. Yeah, Metro. That's what you do with a Metro. You load her way down too heavy. I'm taking a load of batteries to the foundry. That's what you call a Metro thing. You put as much weight as you feel comfortable in the trunk and you drive it. Now, if it hadn't been raining, I would have put about 4 more in there. But since it's raining, we didn't put all of them we could in here. Alright, so 205 pounds, 22 cents a pound, $45.10. Alright. I could have done better showing you some things, I know that, but I didn't. You could watch this car run with the breather off and the PCV hose unhooked from the air cleaner, and it has zero blow-by. Going down the road, I'm sure it probably has a little bit. It would be too much to ask for a $27 set of rings of unknown origin to seal up an engine where it has no blow-by. Engines have a little bit of blow-by. This one will again eventually. That's what they do. Right now it's running a set of cast rings, well basically cast rings. The second ring's cast and the first ring's steel. It's chrome. That's not too good on cylinder walls, but it's really good to make sure it seals. They just wear out after a while. I didn't spend $50 on the engine that's in this car. And it's running fine. Alright. There'll be another van video coming up in a couple days. But there's also going to be a Metro video. The blue 91 Metro video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again next time. Until then, keep on Metroing. Yeah.